Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know that feeling with the earrings
Okay.
from the night out. Because when they press it, it just hits like
Yeah.
everyone.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Straight Talk. This is your Drive and Vibe show. Catherine Tyson, your host. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is Thursday's Success 101 show. And you know, on Thursday, what I try to do and try to highlight a young, successful Caymanian, just so you know they're out there and they are making big moves. And I'm so proud of them. We have to continuously lift them up and big them up and make sure everybody knows about them, because I don't want to hear Caymanians are lazy, Caymanians can't this, Caymanians can't that. That is a lie that people are telling themselves or have told you, and I'm not going to believe it. So every Thursday, that's what we try to do. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on our Thursday Success 101 show. This afternoon is an awesome afternoon for me. I'm excited. I have my personal reasons why I'm excited about this. But I am talking to Miss Cayman Islands Universe, the newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe, Miss Georgina Kerford, as well as Miss Derry Lee. Derry Dakers Lee. Okay, right? Okay, Derry Dakers Lee, who is the chairperson of the Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee. Good afternoon, ladies, and thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm excited.
So much.
I'm so excited, Georgina. Oh my goodness, I had some announcements, but I just want to get to the conversation. So I think I'm gonna leave my announcement for a little while. How are you doing?
I am great. Hello, Cayman. I'm so excited to be here today, and I am so thankful that you do you're lifting up the Caymanians every Thursday. That's something that I'm so proud to be part of.
Absolutely. We try to do that because you guys, I mean, you're out there. You are our future. You are. And if we are not here helping to usher you through, then what's going to happen to us? So I'm doing this as an investment for me. I want to make sure we're in good hands.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I think it's a great idea to highlight young Caymanians. So good on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it was mine and Erica's brainchild, so I can't take all the credit for it. But you know, it just really, at the end of the day, we are Cayman. We are one people, and we must always try to get the best from our people. Always, you know. And this is not about alienating anyone else. This is just about making sure we're okay. You know, you can't clean other people's house if your house is dirty.
So true.
All right, don't come in my house and talk about that if your house is a mess.
Yeah.
Like, help me if you've helped yourself. That's how I see it. But today, this is your day, Georgina. So congratulations. I have a bunch of questions. First thing I'm going to say, how old are you? Yeah, no,
3 pages.
No, it's not 3 pages. Stop it.
I'm ready.
Stop it. It's 2 pages, and the problem is it has printed very large. So so don't be scared. But Georgina, how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
18 years old. My goodness. And when's your birthday?
In April.
So you just turned 18.
Yes.
So one almost 17-year-old came on that stage last Saturday night and kicked the people down.
Let me tell you.
No, I'm going to tell you.
She certainly did shine, and we're so proud of Georgina. I mean, that vigor, that vitality, and that, you know, all that enthusiasm was what we saw in her.
Yes.
And initially, when I saw her at a football game, and I reached out to her, and I was like, well, first of all, she's like, Miss Terry, how is Miss Cayman going?
Okay.
And she knows that recruitment was on the road and so forth. And so then we, I asked her if she'd like to enter.
Oh,
and she's like, sure. When can I get an application?
So this was a scout. She was kind of scouting.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
love that idea.
Yeah,
no, that's
we do
good.
that. Like, yeah, we have a team that
it's
on
good
that
to know.
recruitment team. And so, yes, and I sent her that application within 3 days, and she completed that, and here she is.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, as Miss Cayman.
Yes. All right. So, I mean, how does that feel? Is that like surreal? Like thinking back to the day when she said, hey, do you want to enter? And then you did, and now you sit here with that crown. How does that feel?
It's unbelievable. I never thought that day, you know, I just put in my application because I knew it would be an amazing opportunity if I won or not. And on Saturday night, when I won the crown, I just wanted to cry and I was so happy, and it was an unbelievable feeling, and it still is. I'm just excited to represent Cayman and be there for my youth.
Right. So you know what? The thing about it is I interviewed all of the Miss Cayman Islands Universe contestants, except one. I think only one, and then she was ill. No, because Ashley was here. Ashley came before she went to Chicago.
Oh, that's great.
She was the one that was overseas.
Yeah,
so I had
she was a real trooper. She was
beautiful.
Even though she was overseas, she still, was able to participate in everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Tanya was ill, so she was the only one that I didn't get to interview. But from the time I interviewed you young ladies, I thought about every single one of you because I'm a pageant mom, right? And I'm an actual. My daughter is from the alma mater. Like she's part of the sisterhood. She was Miss Cayman Islands Universe 2018.
She's part of my sisterhood now.
That's right, Caitlin Tyson.
Speaking of Caitlin, I mean, she did the whole choreography.
Runway.
She choreographed the opening act, and she also conducted the runway training.
Yeah, okay.
And she also conducted her etiquette training this year. She was absolutely amazing.
Right. She dedicated so much time to us.
Yeah. So she is certainly someone that we're going to be having on board.
Oh, that's great.
This year
That's
well.
great. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well as we continue the conversation. But what I wanted to say is I interviewed all of the young ladies, and so I saw all of you, and I had an opportunity to think of all of you separately. And every time I've done that, because even when I was over at another radio station and I would interview your young ladies, I would always come home with, I think that one has a good chance. I remember when Tony Chisholm had entered, I went home and I said, I don't know, I think Tony Chisholm. And my sons were like, you sure? Like, really? And I was like, that's a smart girl. Yeah, so when I sat in the audience and she won, I was like, so it was kind of divided because I think they loved Anika at that time. And Anika was in that and they loved her. They just adored her. And then she came back a few years and became Miss Cayman Islands as well. But I just remember every time I interview, I kind of have an idea of what I feel. And I felt when we interviewed at the time when you came in, Georgina, because you're so smart, like everybody, beautiful, you young ladies, every single one of them, was 9 of them, and they were all amazing. They all had such great talent. I mean, I just loved them all. Mm-hmm. And there was just a little thing about you. You struck me as a very old soul. Because you're young, 18. But
that's a good description because I think she's way beyond her years.
Yes. That's what I felt.
Absolutely incredible. Very mature for her age. And
I felt that
all to my grandparents.
Yeah.
They're responsible as well.
Ancestors are coming through. Yeah. So when I went home that day, I said, I don't know. I think that little 18-year-old girl is going to give some people a run for their money. I thought it from the very beginning. And then I sat in the audience and I literally saw you walk on that stage, and I've watched it sit on YouTube. And what struck me in the audience was you came out guns blazing. From the time you hit that stage with that opening number, you looked like you were having the night of your life. You looked like you were having the time of your life. You never stopped that. That I saw from the very beginning. And that is that little thing I think sometimes that maybe some people miss. Maybe the girls miss that, to just get out there and just do your best and just shine.
Yeah, because it's not easy going on stage.
No, and you got to get out of your head. Yeah.
All the critics, and then there are people that have all the good comments as well. Yeah. So it takes a lot to actually get out there on the stage.
Definitely. So, how was the experience?
The overall experience?
Yeah, so I'm going to ask, so how was the experience like? What was the best part of the experience? What was the worst part? And that is just the actual kind of leading at the competition. Yeah.
I don't think there was any worst part. Yes, there were some days where I was absolutely exhausted. And like we were talking before, you got to push yourself to get out there. But the whole experience changed my life. If you asked me at the beginning of this year if I would enter, I would have probably said no. But when Miss Derry reached out to me and I got talking to Mariah and Caitlin and some of the past Miss Caymans, it really opened up my eyes to see how many opportunities you can get, how many amazing, empowered women you can meet. And I did. And I'm so thankful that I took that step. And for every young Cayman that's listening, if you get an opportunity, take it, no matter what it is. Just say yes.
Yeah, there was a young lady, Derry, that entered, I think, 2 years ago, because last year you didn't have a pageant because of the pandemic. I think it was the year before, and I saw her in credit union. She was one of the, one of the contestants, and I saw her in credit union after. She's gorgeous. She's an amazing, beautiful girl. And I said, you did so well. You were so amazing. I said, right now, like there's gonna be like princes looking to get your hand. So don't you be giving no tired guy an opportunity. you were just up on a big stage. Yeah. And she was like, thank you so much. Because I really want to breathe that into our young women. Like, don't go for no foolishness. Like, don't go down the foolish roads. We might have went down. We don't want you all to have to experience foolishness just so you can learn it. We tell you about it. Listen, that's foolishness. Don't go there.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. As a woman, you have to know your worth.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. And I think actually with them going out there on the platform and just being comfortable in their own skin, I think a lot of times it builds their self-confidence to know their worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Even though somebody might have just been a contestant, still the experience is so amazing because all 9 of you during that time were queens. You know what I mean? Exactly. So it wasn't like, okay, there's only going to be one, like all 9 of you. Yeah. And like you said, still are. You walk away from it and you're a queen in your life. And you are now on another level because you had this experience that a lot of your friends didn't have or a lot of your peers didn't have. How does your family feel? I remember your mother was sitting behind me. She almost lost it. She looked like me the 2018 that night. I saw her and I was like, I feel your pain. She was like, what is going on? How is that going?
I just remember hearing her just to scream and to cry. And when I watch back some of the videos, I can hear her as well.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to have my mom in the audience and seeing her. I actually got to see her. The lights weren't too bright that night. Yeah. So I saw her like, come on, you can do this, which kept me going. And my brother overseas, he stayed up all night. He's in the UK, so he didn't go to sleep till 7 a.m. the next morning.
All right.
But he sent me, he's like, that's my sister. And it's so nice, your family supporting you and they're proud of you.
Yeah. And I, by watching it back, I see a lot of the comments, and the comments were like, Georgina. Like there was a lot of people just like, that's it. Just give her the crown. Just give her the crown. And so how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel that you had so many people really seeing what you were doing on that stage and really feeling like, yeah, she's going to take this?
I haven't seen these comments, but I want to go and look at them.
Well, what I can tell you is don't read the comments. Like, don't. That's not even a good idea, right there. Sometimes it's not.
Mixed with good and bad, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is an amazing thing because I know I've had people I've never met before reach out to me and be like, you walked with such presence, or the way you spoke, we were very impressed.
Yeah.
And to know that people are reaching out to me that I've never met before is really crazy, that they go, wow, you can do this, you're really good at it. So I want to let my young Caymans and all Caymans and everyone that you can do it. You just gotta put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not gonna succeed.
Yeah, there you go. And so
and Georgina certainly did put in the work.
Oh yes, she did. We're gonna talk about that work. We're gonna talk about that work in a little bit. Now, how many followers do you think you've got since then?
I think I've gone like a whole 1,000.
Oh wow, yeah.
1,000. So it's been crazy. I remember waking up the next morning and I was like,
what?
Let me take a break. Let me go wake up a little bit and then let me get back to these. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just one little bit of advice. They're not your friends. There's 1,000 people they like you, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, because that'll be lessons learned too in that situation, because it can be very overwhelming, and then you feel like everybody wants a piece of you, and you're trying to give to everybody, and then you're just going to end up with nothing. So keep it. You're everybody's representative, and that is enough. Just do the best you can, and know that everybody is in their corner rooting you on. But that's it. You have your little circle. Those are your friends. Those are who love you. You know what I mean?
And that's your inner circle.
Yes. The new people are just that, the new people. So that's awesome though. Now, lessons learned. For sure. All right. So what was the toughest part of the actual pageant on that night, you think?
That night, I think the toughest part was getting adjusted to the COVID changes. As we did have to shrink the pageant down to 100 and 200 outside, and being able to change, go outside and add all these different changes. But I did dancing for so long, so I kind of knew that just work and you can get it done. But as well, seeing the girls behind the scenes, we were all, some were really stressed out, some were really nervous, and being there, like, I just want to tell them, have fun, but, it's a competition, so you have to be in your own mind at that point, and a lot of girls kind of shut each other off to just focus on themselves. So I think that was one of the biggest challenges, because not everyone was as friendly, and you have to just keep in mind, this is for me, and I want to get that crown. So you have to work on yourself.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the things I saw with the interviews that I was doing with the group of girls, that there were, I think, a couple that were very concerned about each other, and I got to do this, and I said, hey, if that one's not here, the show's gonna go on. Like, this is
that's that Cayman time.
That's so nice. I'm like, you're so nice. Get on the mic.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're starting.
Yeah.
And so it becomes, I think, a moment where you got to separate, almost like the men from the boys. They say, or the women from the girls, where rubber hits the road, and you realize I'm in a competition here.
Yeah, but they've had months that obviously leading up to the pageant where they form that bond, and it becomes a sisterhood. So they are looking up to each other every step of the way, and then all of a sudden, you're right, it becomes a competition in that night.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're not your friends anymore. Like, I thought we were best friends. No, it was a competition, and that's exactly it. Sometimes we can get caught up in thinking, oh, these people are my friends, but no, like it's a competition at the end of the day, and you go out there to slay it, and slay it you did. Now, I know you got some training. We were talking a little bit about that. I definitely know you had training from Caitlin Tyson. So it was personal, because I think she did some private training for everybody across the board. And, how was that? Like, what did that do for you in this competition?
With the overall training that she did with us, it was amazing. She kept her professionalism with each and every one of us. And I know she trained some of us privately. And just for that, one-on-one help, where someone who has been Miss Cayman, who knows the struggle, who knows how much you're going to have to put in to succeed, she gave me the best advice. And just, tweaking one little thing can make your whole performance, stage presence so different. And I'm so thankful that she took the time, because I know she has a busy schedule, and she accepted me to be one of her privates. And I couldn't have done it without her, honestly, and with Mariah and my other coach who helped me as well. If I didn't have that one-on-one, I don't think I would have been here today. Yeah, so I appreciate them so much.
Yeah, and she said that she mentioned that to me on the night, because we were sitting next to each other watching you guys, and she's like, Georgina has done everything I told her. Every single thing. And she was just watching everything. She was like, I told her that. Listen, this girl listens. This girl knows. And that's some of the secrets to success. That's the formula that's required, because you got a big deal coming up, doesn't she, Derry?
Absolutely.
That's huge. Yeah. So before we get to that, what did you do after you won? Because Caitlin and the family, the few of us, we went to Al Kebab and had the only place that was open. And so she had just won this crown, and she was sitting there like, she's like, here's a kebab. You're just our sister. You're just my daughter, Yeah. What did you do?
Well, after I did, going outside and taking pictures, I had to go do an interview and a photo shoot.
Right.
And then after
Really? Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I don't think I went to sleep till like 4:35.
Oh dear. Wow.
But after that, I took off my shoes.
But we were not doing photo shoots until 4:35.
No.
I was done like within 45 minutes.
Yes. But after that thrill, you just can't go to sleep.
Of course.
I was like, this is mine.
Yeah.
Wow. And I went to go see the girls that stayed at the hotel just to see how they were.
How were they?
They were all just, surrounded by their families and, just taking it in and kind of happy that they can take off their shoes. And
did you guys talk about the night at all?
Yeah, we did. I got two separately because all the girls were in different rooms. But I think everyone was just so exhausted after, knowing that we had another added week because it got canceled. And it was just lovely to go and see all my sisters and be like, I'm really proud of you.
So they were happy to see you. They weren't like, oh, here comes the queen. No.
They were some moments, but most of them, they were just
I would have said, I'm very competitive. So I'd have been like, nice to see you, Georgina. Talk to you tomorrow.
No,
Give me a minute.
most of them are really friendly, but I think we were all just tired.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to be around their family. And I think that's one thing that you need after a big competition is that support that is actually real. Like you said.
You need the alcohol.
Yes. I actually got chicken tenders earlier, so I ate those. Really good.
Yeah.
I know I did have some of your chicken.
Yeah.
Like, we need some food.
Yeah. Sarah's always taking somebody's chicken tenders.
Oh my gosh.
It was like 3 a.m. I was like, where's gonna be open? The hotel's not gonna be open.
Right.
It was like,
there's nothing. Yeah. Okay.
So then I went up to my room, and I can tell you one thing. That shower was the best feeling. Taking off the shoes and lying down was. And then I woke up the next morning. I was like, I pinched myself. I was like, is this real?
Right.
Is this real?
Right. What did your mom say?
My mom was just in tears, absolute tears. She was so overwhelmed. She was like, "That's my baby."
I tell you,
I
know.
And she stayed over at the hotel as well. So the next morning I got to see her, and she's like, "I'm so proud of you."
Yeah.
And she appreciates you, and sometimes just hearing those words can make someone's day.
Absolutely.
I remember her mom holding that number 3 the whole time in the motorcade.
Yes.
And she followed us all the way to East End. And she was in the crowd there.
Yeah.
Holding number 3.
I know.
Yeah,
I still have number 7.
Yeah.
That's what mothers do. Yeah, but it really is so great that you have that grounding and that love to go back to, and that person is there, and that they're there whether or not you had won the crown or whatever it was, and that's just awesome, so yeah, that's good stuff. Now I heard you, because we went to see you after. I think we saw you right before the interview and the photo shoot and the 4:30 in the morning thing.
Yes.
And you kept saying, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Did you not know? Like, did you know at one point, I'm going to win this thing? Like, at what point did you think this was yours?
To be honest, when they started announcing awards, I was getting nervous because, at one point it was between me and number 8, Aaliyah. It was, we got best legs together. Right. And then best in gown. I was like, oh my.
Tearing up the stage.
Yeah. And I wasn't.
And then she also got People's Choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, both of them. Yeah. I was like, they're mopping up the stage here with this stuff.
And I was like, we were looking at each other like, okay, so who is it? Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? And I was really shocked at the amount of ties this year. Like I was on stage and I looked at I was looking at.
So were the MCs.
So was I. We never had that.
Right.
Not for the time that I've been here anyway.
Right.
So that's unprecedented for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they announced first one up, which was Kimberly, and she looked at me and was like, I think she tried to, when someone came in front of her, she's like, "This is for you," and I was like, "Stop! Don't make me cry! Don't confuse me right now."
At that point, you're still thinking,
like
maybe it's the other girl,
or whatever. And then when I heard my contestant number, my name, Kimberly just came in straight up to tell me, and that's good to see pageant sisters do that. Like I got a lot of comments like, Kimberly was so sweet, she came and hugged you. Yeah. And both Kimberly and Mariah knew how much the scholarship meant to me, and both of them said, you're going to university. I was like, stop, you're gonna make me cry on stage.
Yeah. And I did notice that with Kimberly. She was very nurturing. She had that warm, loving kind of way about her. Yeah. With all the contestants.
Well,
and shout out to Kimberly, it's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. Well, because
Narissa's was actually a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday to Narissa. Yeah. I saw her a couple of days ago. I saw her a couple of days ago too, and I said, "You got to go back,
Yes,
you did amazing. You got to go back."
I think she should as well.
I said that. Yeah. So happy birthday to the Virgo babies. I have Richard. Happy birthday to him. My son, as well as Sophie, his girlfriend. She was last night. She was yesterday. So it's a lot of Virgo babies. But yeah, definitely. I said congrats to Kimberly, and she said, "Yeah, I'm so proud of her." I said, "Congrats to you,
I know.
Kimberly."
Yeah, she's just so.
Oh, she did so well. I'm like, you got first runner up. Congrats to you.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you would say that as well. Dara, I'm going to ask you then, because you have nothing to do with the judging, right? The judges.
It's just such a controversial role.
Right.
I try to stay far away
Of
from
course,
her,
but
you know.
it's funny that she would say, which everybody else kind of observing it, that she's cleaning up, Aaliyah Harrison's cleaning up, so it must be between the two of them. But there must have been something else happening. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when that it wasn't a first runner-up queen type of thing,
Yeah,
but
we
that's
have
the
that.
judges.
We have that morning interview, which is very vital.
Yes.
That is 25% of the scoring,
Right.
which took place a week prior. Normally, it's the day of the pageant running, and which worked out quite well.
I think so.
And that day they actually got to relax a little
Gave
bit.
up some time.
So 25%. So whoever actually does really well,
Yeah.
if you're the sort of mediocre or kind of fall in, your scoring is quite low. It's a bit harder to kind of catch up on pageant night. So I think that was the
that was it.
defining
That was the thing. Yeah, the
moment.
difference. Yeah. But before we go to break, and we'll be back with more. We're talking with Miss Cayman Islands Universe newly crowned queen, Miss Georgina Kerford, as well as Miss Derry Lee, who is the chairperson of the Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee. Before we go to break, I want to ask you, what do you think was your edge then, Georgina? What was the thing that you had that did it? That was a little different.
I think because I had that dancing in my past, I knew how to work the stage. And if you saw me behind the stage, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just trying to go off the nerves. And the minute I stepped on that stage, I was like, boom, bring it, just do it. Like, don't. And I'm always that type of person that I say to anyone who's on stage, do not make eye contact, because that can throw you off completely.
Okay.
So
good advice.
One thing, I just kept looking at that exit sign or the lights, and I was like, you know what, just go out there and have fun and just be you, because showing who you are is going to let everyone see a little bit of you and realize that you are something special.
Great advice. That's really good advice.
Wonderful. And that's coming from an 18-year-old.
Yes, I'm telling you. Who did you dance with?
I danced with Miss Jackie's School of Dance, and I do have a lifetime scholarship with her. And one thing I would like to say thank you to her is her discipline. I know some people said that she was very, straightforward, but if I didn't have that, I don't think I would have been as understanding and determined as I am today.
Right, definitely. And I talked with I think I spoke with your mom, and I spoke with a neighbor or somebody that was a neighbor from Ireland or something. It was it was a lady there. She was in tears. I mean, and we were talking about your mom being a single mother and me being a single mother as well, and just relating to that. And I know, like, I put my kids in dance. Caitlin was in dance. The boys were in sports. They were in music, everything. And that discipline, it was really to help us out, really to, have some place for them to be, when we were at work or whatever, keep them productive, because you're on your own, right? And so those types of things really do provide certain disciplines for you. And you're right, and the confidence of getting on the stage is not as daunting in front of a lot of people because you've been doing that. Yeah, so
I know
kudos to that.
That might have been definitely. I remember being on my first going out on the stage for the first time ever. I know I was like, oh, there's so many eyes looking at me right now.
Right.
And I know some of the girls felt that way as it was their first time. We were on YouTube, we were streaming everywhere, so anybody could watch. And I know that can put a lot of pressure, because if you fall or trip up, everyone's going to see that.
Right.
So I just, say you're on stage and you're doing the best that you can do. Just have fun.
And just do it. Do it. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with your Straight Talk Drive at 5 show. This is our Thursday Success 101. And we are speaking with Miss Georgina Kerford, the newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe 2021. And if that's not Success 101, then what is? And we also have Miss Derry Lee, the chairperson for the Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee, in studio with us. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Straight Talk. This is your Drive at 5 show. Catherine Tyson, your host. And this is Thursday Success 101. In the studio, I have Miss newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe 2021, Miss Georgina Kerford, as well as Miss Derry Lee. She's the chairperson for the Miss Cayman Islands Universe committee. And we are just talking about this new queen that Cayman has crowned on Saturday, this past Saturday night.
We finally did it.
Imagine.
It was postponed, and we were like, oh my God. And then we saw the headlines, and Miss Cayman Islands Universe pageant is pending.
Yes, I know. I saw the pending. It was like a big
oh
stamp.
My gosh.
Yeah,
like, that was quite stressful. But it is what it is.
And then last year you didn't have one. So it must have been like, come on.
We want to see. We want to see.
We were almost there. Yeah.
Certainly some unprecedented times.
But,
I have never, but we got it done.
But Derry, that was a show. That was it was a beautiful production. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I really am. I
so many hours.
Yeah, I know you guys. I've been around since 2018, so I know a lot of work is put into this. And
absolutely, a lot of work.
Yes. So
I couldn't do it without my team, obviously. Cassandra Powell, production, and Donna Bush backstage. And then I get involved in all aspects of the pageant, actually leading up to the pageant and stuff. And so it takes, almost the entire team to pull it off.
Absolutely.
But we did it. Yeah. And I'm very pleased because the format was completely changed this year. Yes. So it wasn't the same old,
Yeah.
But we brought the contestants outside. Obviously, we couldn't.
I like that. Yeah. Actually, that was really nice.
The outside crowd was a little louder than the inside crowd.
Yeah, those mosquitoes were biting.
Really? Oh, I thought we had that covered.
I heard some people talking about the mosquitoes. Yeah. So no, but they were very experienced.
Everything that we possibly could have out there to, just put it on.
They had food, they had raffle, they had prizes, they had everything out there. We were inside like, hey,
I know.
We want some food. But
there were some good raffle prizes as well.
There really was.
Nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Some good stuff going on out there. So, Georgina, Miss Shiny and New, as shiny and new as your crown. This is your feet have not hit the ground yet.
Not at all.
Not at all. And you have the crown. How is the crown? How's it feel?
It's definitely gonna take some time to adjust to getting it fits on my head and knowing that it's mine.
Yes.
And for all the other girls, all my other pageant girls out there, they know it can be a little heavy.
Yes.
So thanks to Mariah for giving me some tips to make it better. And it's just unbelievable that I get to keep this and show this to my family and my grandkids. I can't wait.
She's talking about showing it to grandkids. She's 18.
Yeah. you did say that she has an old soul.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's really thinking way ahead, which is good. Sometimes you have to think long term.
Definitely.
In order to plan your goals. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she has everything planned out.
Well, you have a $70,000 reason to plan some stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And that was one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why you entered, is what you told me.
Yes, that was one of the main reasons, as I've been trying to go away for 2 years now, and COVID hit, and for a lot of Caymans and people overseas, they all deferred there for another year, 2 years, because a lot of people want that college experience at being there and meeting people and not having to have restrictions. And I'm still lost for words. I can't believe that next year I can actually go and do my degree.
You're probably going to go to the UK with your brother?
Yes. I'm going to go to the UK. I'm looking outside of London or in Manchester area.
What do you think you're going to study?
I want to do something with education or with social work.
Good. So I'm a social worker.
Yes.
MSW.
Yes. Because I'm still working with Travel Cayman, and I love what I do there. I meet so many amazing people, and shout out to my team at Travel Cayman. We're helping keep Cayman safe.
Have you seen them since the pageant?
No, unfortunately I'm not, because we all decided to work from home now. To keep everyone safe. But My boss was absolutely amazing. She let everyone come over to her house and they all watched the pageant.
Oh, nice.
And some of them had work the next morning at 8. So they were like, when is it going to end? Come on now, come on now.
They were probably the comments. We saw a lot of those comments.
I know.
Come on, people.
Speaking of the length of the pageant, I guess, a lot of the international pageants and even Miss Universe and even some other countries, they have what you call a preliminary competition, which helps reduce the time of the final night.
Right.
Whereas on the final night, we have our preliminary and our finals all in one, which kind of, I guess, lengthens the time of the pageant. Yeah. But that's something that we'll be looking at. Maybe
I like it. I think it's fine. Maybe start a little earlier. I don't know. I think because the whole thing is
we
really
did start
great.
A bit earlier this time. We started about 6:45. We had a video playing, and then we moved into a prayer before the national song. So we try to get some of those things out of the way. Yeah.
Maybe some of the little things that you put in, but
we do need the time as well.
To
for the
tally
judges,
stuff,
to tally,
the girls
for
to
the girls
change,
to get ready, and stuff. So that's where some of the entertainment and some of the other things come into play.
Yeah, I love it. I just think you get dressed up and you go out. So stop complaining.
Yeah,
you have a beautiful night. You know, I love it, and I just love the whole thing. And the girls are beautiful.
We've gotten some really good feedback.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're always going to be the critics, but that's life.
Hey, you can't always listen to the critics. I just put up on my Instagram, clap for yourself. That's my
I love that.
That's what I put up this morning. Clap for yourself.
Love it.
Because so many times we're waiting for people to recognize us and appreciate us and value us. Clap for yourself.
And show up strong. Show up strong every time.
And keep doing what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love
Going
that.
out there every day. Clap for yourself.
But
But we're clapping. We're definitely look out for it. But we're clapping for you. We are so proud of you. It's lovely. You have the scholarship. You're going to be going over to England, hopefully in the next year. You know what? Your mom is Irish, yes?
My mom is actually Canadian.
Okay.
And Jamaican.
Okay.
Yes.
And your dad's Caymanian.
My dad is Caymanian. My mom is Caymanian as well, and English. So they're kind of. My mom calls herself like a Cayman mutt because she's so mixed with everything.
Let's call her a Cayman mix then.
There you go.
Okay. All right, great. So what was your favorite segment or part of the night? Anything stood out for the night?
For the night, the dance part is my favorite because I knew that's something I'm going to enjoy.
It was good. I saw you with the whole attitude and everything. That was cool.
I loved when Kaylin added that part in.
It was
allowed
nice.
me to enjoy myself.
Yeah, that little verse right there just sticks in my head, and like I find myself during the day actually singing that.
Yeah, that's right.
Very catching.
It was very cute. It was, and
they animated it so well.
Oh, it was lovely. All of them did so good. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. What would you say that you learned about yourself? So just through that experience, what did you learn?
I learned about myself that I can say no, and I didn't think
a good one.
That, like you said about Kimberly, you were congratulating about her, but she was like, oh, she was talking about me, and I feel that I do that sometimes as well. I try and always put others before me, but when it comes to the pageant, like you said, it's a competition. You have to look out for yourself.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you only have yourself sometimes. Yeah. And realizing I had to say no to certain opportunities or things that people said to me, like I'm not going to listen to that. And I made myself proud knowing that I can stand up for myself.
Good. That's good. That's something great to learn at 18 because in the next 5-10 years, you're going to need to put that to practice to really toughen up them bones as you walk into,
learn to say no.
Yeah, walk into those years that you're going to, it's going to represent the no's that you've said or the strength that you've shown, So that's awesome. Let's see. What are some of the things you hope to achieve with your reign?
So like I've said before, one of my biggest goals is to go to every school on Cayman. I know that is going to be a challenge, especially as I have 2 months for Miss Universe, but hopefully next year I want to go to every school. That is my goal. Yeah. To meet and actually talk to the students. As I got the opportunity to go to Triple C before I actually was crowned, and with the little kids just seeing the adjustments that the school has made, now they're doing online learning. The kids are using tablets in grade 3 and 4. and how advanced, like seeing some of the math data. I was like, I learned that in high school and you're teaching that in primary. So they're really getting the education system coming better and better each day. And with the high schoolers, I got to talk to them about how their experience is, what we can bring to Cayman, what subjects we could maybe add that the students can enjoy their high school experience more.
Okay, there you go. And I think what you mentioned was really, it made a lot of sense that next year you'll have all the time in the world to do that, after Miss Universe, because I know, Miss Derry, that's what's happening next.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a big item on the agenda.
Yes.
And she's actually in preparation for that as we speak. We have the wardrobe team, they're scouting designers, looking for some gowns for her, for preliminary, for final, for other events.
Are you bringing Caitlin on board?
Absolutely. Caitlin will be on board this year, as usual, and assisting us with just overall training as she did, in the previous year. She's just absolutely an amazing young lady.
Yeah. She was cute for Miss Cayman. For Miss Universe, she's going to be pulling you. Like, girl,
I know.
It's big time now.
Absolutely. And as you know, Miss Universe will be in Israel this
wow,
year.
Nice.
So, there's no set date yet. But,
are you going?
Yes, I'm hoping to go.
Good.
Certainly.
Have you gone to Israel yet?
I've never been to Israel.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
I have.
That's really nice. And it's going to be quite interesting traveling during these times. Obviously, I just went to Miss Universe in May.
Yeah.
With Mariah.
That was
Miami? In
Florida?
Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, Florida. Okay.
Yeah, that was quite an experience.
Well, that was just an hour away.
Scaled down as well, with the social distancing and everything. A lot of people, we were just spaced out in the arena where it would just have been like thousands of people.
Right.
It was probably just like maybe about 400 or 500 people.
Okay.
Attending.
Wow. Yeah. And Israel is a lot farther than 1 hour away.
Yes. Yes.
So.
And she'll be receiving, training locally and probably maybe some international trainers, come on board as well to prepare her. So, I do feel that Georgina is that well-rounded young lady that, she's more than, halfway past the border. Yeah,
I know. Derry's always like, "All right, come on, Cayman. What's she's telling off the university? What's going on with you all? What's happening?"
Oh my God! Yeah, we send amazing young ladies every year. The feedback has been, well, it's a lot of competition. Well, we know that. I don't know what it is, but
here's what's
certainly it's not that out of negative feedback. We've always gotten some really good feedback from young ladies that we sent. Here's
what's going to be interesting this year. You have this little small lady, 18 years old, green eyes, this long hair, and this thick Caymanian accent.
I know.
Trust you me, that is going to be amazing.
Everyone compliments me about that. So.
They're not going to be expecting that to come out of you when you open your mouth.
This little body, but lots of volume.
That's right. Yeah. And I love that representation of us as a people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are just so diverse.
We certainly are.
And I love that.
Yeah. Someone actually posted a picture with me, Isaiah, and Roshana, the Miss World and Miss Teen. They were like, when people say you're Caymanian, and they said this is the definition of Caymanian. So many different shapes, sizes, colors, talent.
That's Cayman.
That's Cayman.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is people. You're so right. Yeah. That's a beautiful, that's actually a beautiful example of what Cayman is, because all three of you look absolutely different, but all Caymanians.
Yes.
You're so right. I love that. That should be, post that somewhere. Somebody needs to repost that for sure. So, Miss Derry, I want to ask you, do you ever have a favorite? I'm going to put you on the spot.
But really put you on the spot.
Yeah, because I know, and I know you're fair. I know that you are the mother for all the girls. I know that you are supporting them all. I mean, I was, had experienced that when my daughter was in the pageant. And then, I was so fortunate to have won that crown and such a great honor, and being a part of that. But I just wonder, obviously you're a part of scouting, you're seeing young ladies out there, you've been a part of this committee for how long? How long have you been with the Miss Cayman Islands University?
Since 2009.
Okay.
And I've been chair since 2015.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It certainly has been a great experience.
There's been a lot of young ladies come through your hands.
Absolutely. And I think my first love really is music. And when I formed my charity, Lean and Me, which is like we would have concerts to raise funds for people in need, and at the same time highlight local talent and so forth. And then so when I was actually asked to come on board Miss Cayman, at the time it was just Miss Cayman Islands, it was just to assist with the entertainment section segment of the pageant, and then I evolved into the chairperson.
Who was the chairperson when you joined?
Lynn Bodden.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's still
amazing. Yeah, she's an honorary member.
Okay.
Amazing person. Very beautiful inside out and out. And she was also a very hard worker.
Yeah.
She provided a lot of guidance. But speaking of favorites, I mean, I just think that I had someone say to me, remember that they're not your children, but it's because because I kind of embrace them all.
But they are your children during that time. That
I know.
They're looking
so I had someone
that.
say that to me, and I said, but I feel that they are.
Yeah,
they're an extension to my family when I take them on board, and it's because I have kids, and you can relate, to that. Having your child going into a pageant, you want somebody to be there to nurture them, to support them, and have compassion and so forth. And that's what I try to do. And I can't really say, I mean, there's some that are easier to, to manage than others.
Right.
But I can't really say
you ever have a favorite,
because, I try to maintain a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Check on some of them even after the pageant,
and I don't mean across the board either.
Yeah.
I mean, during the time of each pageant, is there ever one that stands out? Are there ever a couple that you feel like, just because you've done this for so long, that you feel like, I don't know, this one kind of has a little bit of an edge?
Yeah, that are memorable for sure.
Okay.
Because they've had a big heart, or and you're just always like, wow, I remember this one. And she's absolutely amazing personality.
Does your pick sometimes say that you identified during that pageant, I don't know, this one kind of stands out? Does your pick are you generally on the mark when you say that one becomes Miss Cayman? Like, are you wrong sometimes?
I've been wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I've been wrong. Certainly I've been wrong, but I've also been right as well. I've been wrong. I think working closer with as the chairperson with some of the contestants, I think I'm more on the mark because I have more of a one-on-one with them to understand who they are.
And then the judges decide something else.
Yes. But sometimes, like I said, I think, I have, we all do, we have our front runners.
Yeah.
And then it can change. I think this group was very competitive. They were fierce. Yeah. They were beautiful.
They were.
Intelligent young women that really, as I said before, they show up strong. And so I can't imagine being a judge.
Right. Right. And this year you had 9.
Yes.
And so
that was the most since 2015, actually.
Okay. So remind us of the places, if we can remember. Let's see if we can remember who got what. So
at this last pageant.
Yes.
So obviously, as you know, Miss Beautiful Georgina Kerford here, Arena Miss Cayman Islands Universe.
Yes.
And the first runner up was Kimberly Carlos.
Yes.
And we had a tie.
Yeah.
For second runner-up, which was Aaliyah
Harrison.
Sorry, we had 2 Aaliyahs.
Right.
And we just kept getting them confused.
Yes.
Aaliyah Harrison and Ashley Crow.
Right.
They were a second runner.
I'm just testing your memory.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll never forget them.
Okay,
this
good.
Group definitely, and so I found that they were just very...
they were dynamic.
And they just...
all so different in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they just always reached out. Even if I didn't reach out to them, they were like, Miss Derry, how was your day going?
Yeah,
so
cool. And Miss Congeniality was Marquita Ebanks.
Yes.
And Ashley Crow.
They tied. Okay, there were a couple of ties.
Yes.
And then Miss Best Legs, there was a tie.
Yes.
And that was Miss Georgina herself.
Yes.
And
Aaliyah
Harrison. And then Best Gown
was also tied.
Best
Georgina,
best in gown.
Okay, that's good. That's good to point that out.
Because
it's not best
you can
gown.
have someone with a really beautiful gown, but will not win that. And people are like, wow, well, why didn't she? Because
Right.
her gown was the most beautiful gown.
Okay.
But it's your presence and how you work that gown on stage, you know,
That's
how you
good.
carry that.
Good to know.
So it's best in gown.
All right. And that was Miss Georgina herself again, as well as Aaliyah Harrison. So you tied with her.
And they have the same designers, by the way.
Oh, really?
Very international.
Yes, and they're based out of Jamaica. They actually own the franchise for Miss Jamaica Universe.
Okay, all right.
So
okay, and
Yeah.
and then Best Smile.
That was Ashley Crowe.
Ashley Crowe.
Yes.
Okay.
And People's Choice was Aaliyah Harrison.
Okay. And Most Improved.
And we had Most Improved Aaliyah Harrison as well.
That's right. Yeah. So there you go. And then of course like you said, your second runner was Aaliyah Harrison and Ashley Crowe. First runner up was Kimberly Carlos, and of course Miss Georgina got the crown. Wow.
Yes.
All right. So you could have at that point breathed a sigh of relief. It's over. It's done. I have my new queen that will, reign for the year, and then you're back at it again.
Back at it again. Like I said, it's just like it's a cycle.
Yeah.
It's a volunteer role, but for those of us that do it, we love it. You have to, because there's, we've said over and over, there's no stipends.
Yeah.
The incentive is that you're working to help develop these young ladies to eventually become role models in the community, to represent our islands.
Yeah.
And just be the best version of themselves. And that's the reward in it. And you see that, for me, I see that transformation, when they first come on board, pageant night, that's when we can breathe like, yeah, we did it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We've
what do you want this new queen to know? What would be something you want her to know about this reign, about this honor that she's just received since Saturday night?
I think I just want her to know to always be herself, which I think that is something that she's already took the reins and she's running with that. To always be the best version of herself, believe in herself. I would want her to steer away from any negative, comments on social media. And as I mentioned in my speech at the pageant, that each year we see how cyberbullying becomes increasingly worse. I should say, and just never give up. Never give up. Really, there may be some days when you're tired and like I can't go on, or maybe someone said something to you, or there may be some challenge. Life is full of obstacles. We just have to rise above it, and just continue to trust in God. I'm a firm believer in God. Yeah. And so,
we
with
can
God,
do everything through Christ who strengthens us.
And that's one of my favorite Bible verses. So certainly we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So continue to believe in yourself, trust in God, and there ain't no mountain high enough that you can't climb. Right. Seriously.
And she's so young. There's so much more mountains to climb, my friend.
That's on my bucket list, is to actually climb a mountain. So,
so I have a 68-year-old climbing mountains. I talk about her all the time. So
wow. Speaking of mountains, I love that song by Angela Day, Rise Up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you gotta come and sing that for us. You gotta come sing that for us, Miss Derry. You gotta come.
When I learned the words, I just know a little bit, but that was my background to my speech.
Okay.
On Saturday, and I love that song. Yeah, that's a good song to wake up in the morning and you're just like, it's a good picker upper.
Yeah. You need to surround yourself as well. When I was in high school, when you listen to the raps and the negative songs, that gets you in that mind frame as well.
That does.
And I can actually personally say I was listening to, some of the rappers, and just it wasn't giving me the best state of mind. And then I would switch my music genre to, Christian music, or just songs that have actual deep meanings, and I could see a change.
What were some of the songs that you listened to? Like what might have been a song that stands out for you?
You mean negative or
no, positive?
One song that I love is, I forgot the name right now, but it's All Eyes Are on You, and by Frank Sinatra as well. I love him. Okay. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you back on that.
Inspirational. No problem. Yes. Inspirational stuff for sure. Yeah. No. So what are some of the next? I know Miss Universe is high on the list, and her training for that, preparation for that is going to be, very intense. But what are some of the other things that she will do in the coming year?
Well, she's going to continue to promote her platform which is the Alex Panton Foundation. I think she's going to take some time this week, and I know that she also has some charities of her choice that she'd like to, she's going to be, involved more in community service with whatever charity that is as well. This week has been incredibly busy for her.
Yeah.
I think we're going to give her some downtime this weekend, but she has been on a lot of interviews on radio stations, including here at Star, Compass Media, and I think she has Radio Cayman and Compass Media next week. The calendar is certainly filling up with events and other activities for her. Photo shoots. We have a deadline that we're working on for Miss Universe and getting in, some photos there,
stuff,
and other requirements. So, and that's sort of like mid-October, and I'm sure there'll be other deadlines that we have to meet for Miss Universe. It's all of that as well, requirements, whatever they shoot to us, and just basically a lot of events and community activities and so forth.
Get yourself a physical calendar.
Yes.
Trust me, I already have one.
And put it up so you can see that in the morning. It's hard too to juggle a job as well.
Yes.
But the Department of Tourism does offer that 1-year employment where they're not, which gives them that flexibility that they don't have to sit behind a desk and juggle a job.
She loves that job, but I'd take that tourism. Think about it. Don't say no just yet.
No, I'm definitely gonna miss my team
because this is a big job.
Yes, they were so supportive. They understand that I have to move on to bigger and better things, and I have to be prepared and mentally and physically there for all of the events. Yeah. And they are behind my back 100%. So I'm so thankful to have a great team.
To the Department of Tourism, to the Cayman Islands government, the Minister Brian for increasing
travel Cayman.
Minister Brian for increasing our budget. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That's amazing. So and we need it because there's so many things that we're trying to do with the funding that they do provide us, the local pageant, the international pageant. Definitely. Which and all the other things in between. All
the in-betweens. Congratulations once again, Georgina. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to have been, kind of had a front row seat, literally at the pageant, but from the very beginning. And I'm very proud of what you did. And I'm proud of those other 8, wonderful young ladies that, was up there with you. And you guys are all amazing. I am so happy to call you all mine. You're Caymanians. This is our Thursday Success 101 show. This is highlighting our young Caymanians. And I definitely want you to come back right before you go to Miss Universe, of course, and when you get back. But just to talk about some of the things that you've gone through. Because, in a month or two, it's going to be a different girl. Completely. That's sitting there. I know that for sure.
Even looking back at the picture on the orientation night, I'm like,
it's a different girl.
Wow.
But I just want to say too that we have not had. I think that FDE Banks made history as being the first Miss Cayman Islands. She was 18 years old at the time. That was probably 30. Back in the 80s. So and she has made recent history. This is Georgina. So.
There you go. So congrats once again, Derry. As always, it's a pleasure to chat with you, to share space with you. But thank you for all the work that you do. You work very hard.
Shout out to Ms. Derry and the committee.
Yes, you work very hard, and the work, it's a thankless job almost, but we just appreciate everything you do for our young women, empowering them, because this is really about power. And it's about, owning your space and just being amazing. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, for sure. This has been your Straight Talk Drive at 5 show. And this has been Thursday Success 101. This is Catherine Tyson, your host. We were just speaking with Miss Derry Lee, who is the chairperson of the Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee, as well as the newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe, Miss Georgina Kerford 2021, on our way to Israel and Miss Universe. We are in your corner. We are cheering for you. But hey, even if we don't, clap for yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Clap for yourself. Yes.
For sure. I will talk with you guys again on Monday. It will be it'll be your Medical Mondays, brought to you by Health City. And this is the end of my week, but you guys have a great Friday. Tomorrow is, I think, Dress Down for seniors or something, and the Meals on Wheels will benefit from that. So go ahead and get involved with that, and have a great weekend when it comes, and we'll talk again on Monday. Take care and have a great evening.
And as well,
Yeah.